we have a very vulnerable grid structure for that. We saw hints of that 4 or 5 years ago in the New York metropolitan area.
Right.
God forbid, right?
Hackers found a way to hack our utilities, and the hackers may still be in there.
So when one of the busiest airports in the world experiences a power outage, obviously there's going to be some impact, statewide.
Big trouble for multiple airlines, system-wide outages across the country. Southwest and Delta Airlines talking about the issues on social media.
I mean, if they've hacked in and they're still in and we don't know exactly where they are, I mean, could they bring down the whole grid?
It's very serious. You know, Stuart, I've said that the cyber war is the fifth dimension of warfare. Whoever wins the cyber war will win the next major military operation.
Hey guys, Pedro V here coming to you with a new video. This is going to be a short one because I wanted to update you guys on what's happening for today, April 1st, 2019. Flights grounded across US as airlines report mass system outages. Delta, Southwest, American, United, and Alaska Air all reported widespread system outages. This comes a week after President Donald Trump issues an executive order on Tuesday directing the federal government to prepare a coordinated response plan in the event of electromagnetic pulse attack, in other words, an EMP. The order described the enormous damage such an attack could cause and noted the U.S. government currently lacks a current plan of action for responding to one. So with that being said, guys, we should all be preparing. There are many ways to do so, threat or not, but deep down this might actually occur. And in the progress of happening, this will be the days of darkness, everybody. The signs are everywhere. So stay vigilant, brothers and sisters, have faith, and God bless you all.
A computer glitch hitting several airlines hard this morning. We're told the problem has been resolved, but over 100 flights have been affected at Logan Airport.
This is involving some of the major airlines. We're talking about airlines like Southwest, JetBlue, Delta. Boston 25 News reporter Joy DeMandin is live for us at Terminal A at Logan, where passengers are being greeted with the bad news, Joy.
Yes, and considering they're being greeted with that bad news of their delayed flight, it has been really a steady flow here over at Terminal A. But let's take a look at the board, because yellow on the board shows all of those delays that were affected by this glitch. But the good news, the FAA tweeted this morning that this issue has been resolved and to contact your individual airlines for more information on those specific delays. The FAA, again, tweeting that within the past half hour. The glitch that we're talking about is a software glitch that grounded several carriers across the country. This software system is called Aerodata, and it's used to track the weight and balance of a plane. Now, as you mentioned, several of those airlines affected were Southwest, Delta, United, American, JetBlue. They all were basically trying to keep their passengers updated and let everyone know what is going on, but the damage has been done. Looking live once again, though, at the yellow on the board, this is a look at the arrivals, so you can just get an idea of how this has affected flights all across the country. Some flights delayed just half an hour, some up to 2 hours or 3 hours, with arrivals, again, all that in the yellow there. But when you look at the terminal, it looks like everything's been fine. Take a look over at the security booth over here. The lines have been a steady flow, but nothing too backed up. But again, this morning, that software glitch, the FAA said, has since been fixed. But check with your carrier as far as the status of your flight.
So I call it more of a probing attack. They're gathering intelligence. They're prepping the battlefield for something more sinister. You talk about taking down the grid. There are 3 ways to attack the grid. I think it's very important that people understand this. One is a cyber attack, one is an electromagnetic pulse attack, and the other is a Carrington event, a geomagnetic storm on the face of the sun. Well, Stuart, we had one of those back in 1859, and we were okay. But you know what? The American farmer could feed the American people and grow enough food in 1859 without electricity. The American farmer cannot do that today. That's why this is so critical.
Based on this prior demonstration of capability and intent, we are planning and preparing as if they'll try again this fall and beyond.
Government hackers have carried out probing cyber attacks on vital U.S. infrastructure, including the power grid, potentially giving the Kremlin the ability to turn off the lights.
And as much as you want to put them in our jails, they were probably sent here so that we put them in our jails. No, get those lights off. Off. Turn them off. They're too bright. Turn them off. Turn them off. Let's go. Ready? Turn off the lights. Turn off the lights. Turn off the lights. Turn them off. So much nicer. No, that's the way we have to negotiate for our country.
Targeting hundreds of companies that they believe is still ongoing. The hackers first gained access to small energy-related companies, planting malware that then allowed them to move into larger networks. Once inside, the energy suppliers did information on the facility's control systems, attempting to acquire the ability to turn those systems off.
Discuss modernizing and fixing the federal government's severely outdated IT systems. One issue that was no doubt at the forefront, our vulnerability as a nation to cyber attacks. Xcel Energy CEO Ben Fowke has been warning about this for years, that the U.S. could be vulnerable to such an attack. He joins us now in a Fox Business exclusive. What about that, Mr. Fowke? You've been warning for so long, trying to send up the flares. How vulnerable are we here in the U.S.? And it's the old could it happen here question.
Well, thanks for having me, Liz. You know, the industry has been making a lot of progress over the years in protecting the grid, how we coordinate, how we plan, how we would respond to an attack. But as you just noted at the beginning of the segment, the bad guys are getting better too. So we have to continue to improve how we plan, how we coordinate, how we defend the grid, because as you know, the grid is electricity, and electricity powers everything in our modern society.
Ratcheting up a threat aimed at Mexico.
There's a very good likelihood that I'll be closing the border next week, and that'll be just fine with me.
President Trump has issued that kind of warning before, but now ramping up the pressure from a gilded setting at Mar-a-Lago.
I'm very upset with Mexico.
To what was billed as an infrastructure repairs tour at Florida's Lake Okeechobee, where the president said he will penalize Mexico economically for failing to curb the flow of migrants.
Close it, and we'll keep it closed for a long time. I'm not playing games.
The San Ysidro Port of Entry is now closed. Please exit in the proper manner to the nearest exit of immigration checkpoint. Exit in the proper manner to the nearest exit of immigration checkpoint.
You're in the Air Force, right?
Marines, actually.
How long are you here for?
A few weeks.
Seconds left. Just get us in field goal range.
Oh, come here, Let me begin by saying that, once again, the full faith and support for America's intelligence agencies. I have a full faith in our intelligence agencies. Whoops, they just turned off the light. That must be the intelligence agencies.